This is the story of one teenage girl who went through a night of hell in the hands of a secret lover. So stick to the very end, because this story has got a very shocking ending. So one 17-year-old high school student called Ashley, who was living with a mom and her younger sister in the state of Illinois, woke up one day in the year 2006 on April 27th to go to school. So she used to attend school with her sister. They used to go to the same school. So after taking breakfast, and as they were just about to walk out, Ashley akaambia the parents that day she would have an interview. And the parents just wished her good luck na akamwambia, just observe your curfew time, which was around 10 to 10:30. And off they left. So in school, Ashley used to have a boyfriend who was also a student. Na alikuwa shamwambia that day that he was going to lend her his car for her to use to attend the interview. So after classes, akaenda akachukua car keys, akachukua sistake. She went and dropped her sister at home, and off she left. So hours went by, ikafika jioni, and it was getting really late. So the mother started getting worried because it was so unlike Ashley to be out that late. So she called her, and the phone went unanswered. She sent her a text, no response. So akauliza sisterke, have you talked to Ashley? And the sister said no. After she dropped me home, sijaongea na yeye tena. So they called the boyfriend. The boyfriend said, even me, I've been trying to reach her, and the phone is going unanswered. So they call some of her schoolmates, who also said hawajaongea na yeye. After school, no one has talked to her. So the mom decided to call the police. So in that town, cases of missing teenagers, the police never used to take them seriously because they would later turn up after a night out with friends. But now the officer on duty said that Ashley's mother's voice sounded differently. And that's why now the police decided to go and check it out. So where she was supposed to go and play basketball after her interview was a park. So when the police arrived there, right there in the parking lot, wakapata Ashley boyfriend's car. So they checked inside, na ile kitu ilikuwa tu kwa gari was her interview and her basketball clothes. There was nothing more. So they checked around the park. Still, there was no signs of Ashley. So early the next morning, the police called in the boyfriend for interrogation. And after kumu interview, he had a very strong alibi of where he was the previous night. So he was immediately ruled out as a suspect. So later they called in some of her friends. And now the friends told the police something that was a bit shocking. They said that Ashley had a secret relationship with one 27-year-old high school teacher who was also the school's baseball coach and an aspiring pro wrestler. So this guy was called Sam, and immediately Sam is brought in for interrogation, and outrightly he denies having any affair with Ashley. So as the interrogation continued, Sam's story started becoming inconsistent, and that's why now the cops knew that Sam actually knew more than he was telling them. So at some point, one of the interrogators did ask him, who do you live with? And Sam said he was living with the mother and his grandma. So he asked him, if we brought in your mom and your grandma here, and they knew that you are lying to the police, how would they feel? And with the mention of the two, guilty conscience kicked in. And that's when he decided to open up and confess to everything. He said that they met at the parking lot na wakaingia kwa gari yake. So at some point as they were having a conversation, they had an argument. It was so bad that Sam akaambia Ashley atoke kwa gari yake. Ashley refused. So out of nowhere, Sam grabbed Ashley's neck na akaanza kumsqueeze, what we call a chokehold. So his plan was to throw her out of the car. But now the guy squeezed her so tight, he actually broke her neck. So the only thing Sam alifikiria next was to kill her. So what he did, he took off his belt, wrapped around her neck, na akaanza kupull. So he told the police. He pulled the belt so hard, it actually broke. And by that time, Ashley was no more. So he drove off the park to the nearest forest, akaenda akamdump huko, and the guy went home. So after the confession, Sam agreed to take the police where he had actually dumped Ashley. And by this time it was at night, it was raining. So they get to the forest and they had to look for almost 30 minutes before they located where the body was lying. So vile walifika hapo, it was in a very bad state because she has been lying outside for almost 30 hours. Then that's why now the unbelievable happened. Ashley moved. So when the police saw that she was not dead, immediately she's rushed to the hospital because she had severe neck injuries. And she's put in what is called an induced coma. So the parents are not given much hope of her recovery due to the degree of her injuries. But miraculously, as days went by, she started to recover. And eventually she made full recovery. But now, she had to learn how to eat, drink, and walk again. And as for Sam, he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. So comment down below and tell me what you think about today's story. And I'll see you in the next one.